Yeah, so there was an interesting study done 2007. So it showed that since the 1980s, testosterone decreased by 1% every year. So that's like 27% up to 2007,
Wow.
which is just due to obesity, the rise in obesity, poor diet, nutrition, lack of sleep, chronic stress.
Men are so caught up in taking care of their families and their job. You take care of yourself and your health, then all of it will come, and it'll come
Hmm.
tenfold. And it's amazing.
Mike and Kristin Moyer,
Yes.
the new owners of Game Day Men's Health here in Midland. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
your
me.
time. This is a brand new business. It's obviously men's health, but I don't want to. What do I know? I want you guys to talk about what is Game Day Men's Health.
So Game Day Men's Health, Ryan, is the largest men's health network in the U.S. currently. There's 300 locations open. They're based out of Carlsbad, California.
Nice.
They were started in 2018 by Evan Miller, the founder. And so, yeah, their mission is to become the biggest men's health network in the nation. And they'll have 1,000 locations in the next 2 years.
Whoa! What inspired you to open up this franchise?
So there was a couple reasons. First, just personally, I got tested up my testosterone about 5 or 6 years ago. I was on the lower end of the scale, so that normal range is from 300 to 1,000. I was about 350. And I tried the diet and exercise. I couldn't get it up. I tried some natural supplements like fenugreek, still couldn't get it up. And so about 6 months ago, I tried Clomid. It's actually a woman's fertility drug, but it's used off label for men. And so what it does, it tricks your brain into having low estrogen levels, and it increases the luteinizing hormone to increase the levels naturally.
Interesting.
And so I got an increase from 350 to 850 in about 2 months.
Wow.
And I stabilized at about 750 for the last 4 or 5 months. And then another big reason is I got a chance to go out to Carlsbad to meet with the executive team. I spent a few days out there. I was real impressed with just the team support of the franchisees. I got to have dinner with Stephen Mercurio. He's the COO of
Okay.
Game Day. I was just really impressed with their business model and their whole team, basically. So,
Did you have a history of franchise? Are you from the fitness world or the franchise world? Like,
yeah, so we owned an Anytime Fitness in Richardson, Texas, for about 6 years.
okay,
Started in 2016. We sold out in 2023.
okay.
And so we like the franchise model. We're always looking at new franchises, and we saw Games Day, and it just resonated with us immediately. So
Where's the closest Game Day outside of Midland?
Lubbock just opened up about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
There's a spot location in Lubbock.
So I looked on the website, like it looked like from the national side, there was a ton of different types of services. Is your location, from what I'm hearing, mostly focused on like TRT and testosterone therapy, replacement therapy, things like that? Like, what all does this encompass?
Yeah, so the main service is going to be TRT. We also do weight loss, like your GLP-1s. We do vitamin injections. And then we also do some like personalized erectile dysfunction treatments, plasma, and then we do some shockwave treatments.
Terra is a lot more knowledgeable about the medical side. I only go to the doctor when I absolutely have to. So most of these questions are going to come from a naive point. But like you said, you were at 350 or something. What does that even mean? Like, what are some of the symptoms you were experiencing?
Yeah, so the most common symptoms would be just fatigue, just kind of dragging throughout the day, brain fog, inability to focus at work is another big one. Reduced muscle mass is another one. And it's interesting. So after age 30, your levels decrease by 2% every year. So it's definitely something that men should be monitoring regularly, for sure.
Once you started on treatment, like what were the biggest things that you noticed?
Yeah, so for me, just enhanced mood was a big one. More energy. I'm coaching my son's little league now, so
Nice.
more energy, better focus. I was able to put on muscle a lot quicker. I'm been working out, so
You look like you're a pretty active guy. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, I try to stay active.
Okay.
So, but no, it's immediate improvements, and most improvements happen between 3 to 4 weeks.
I just want to go back to the aspect of like the average guy, right? Like we could throw me in here. I'm about to be 47. You're probably like, wow, this guy is a pinnacle of men's health right now. Like, but like the average guy out there that's watching this show, like just sort of lay out, like if they're experiencing this right now, they're probably a pretty good candidate. And they just didn't know like, oh, I have low testosterone or something like that.
Yeah, no, I think the fatigue is a big one. If
Okay.
if you're feeling sluggish, if your sleep quality is really poor, I know there's a lot of wearables now that track, I got an Aura ring, but they track your sleep quality. That's another thing that low testosterone can affect. Low libido is another one, like your sex drive. If that's on the lower end,
Okay.
that could be another symptom to definitely come see us.
You guys aren't open just yet. Like when are you slated to be open?
We're slated to be open around April 15th.
Okay. So by the time this comes out, I'd say probably 2 weeks
Mhm.
from now. So you're gonna have a whole grand opening. What should the guys coming in there, what should they expect as the first time getting the consultation? Like what's the experience like?
It is going to be an awesome experience. You come in, it's very much a man's environment, every day is game day, man cave kind of thing.
Okay.
And you can come in, meet with our expert medical team. You tell them what's going on. You can get your labs results are within 15 minutes. So then you meet with your evaluator and a practitioner, and we will get you with a plan and ready to go and out the door. We recognize that your time is valuable, and so we don't want you to have to wait around, send off labs, everything. And so you're going to come in, get your test, get your evaluation, and have a plan ready to go in place so you can start working on improving your health immediately.
That sounds way better than going to like your GP and sitting for an hour in the waiting room. And then
Yeah, that's the biggest complaint I've heard from just people in Midland is they've kind of talked me through their process. But we'll have to wait a week for labs and then come back, and where we can start treating the same day, so you can get your test and get started getting treated within 30 minutes. So
Nice.
Is age the number one factor of declining testosterone? Is diet in there? Is
Lifestyle.
yeah, so there was an interesting study done 2007. So it showed that since the 1980s, testosterone decreased by 1% every year. So that's like 27% up to 2007,
Wow.
which is just due to obesity, the rise in obesity, poor diet, nutrition, lack of sleep, chronic stress. So that's pretty interesting. Just
That is interesting.
kind of realizing to talk with you guys that my diet's poor, my sleep stinks. We did sort of quit the drinking a bit, so that I'm sure that helps. But like, all right, I kind of want to just kind of get into this. Like, I'm very interested in this. I'm getting older. I want to increase my health. I want to look into it. My wife is always talking to me about it. So what would be the process for somebody like me? It's just kind of off the street, like come and, check it out.
yeah. So just go to gamedaymenshealth.com
Okay.
and go ahead and schedule your appointment. We'll get you in the next day, and we'll get you your blood test. We'll get your personalized treatment plan, and then they'll start treating you the same day.
And what is the treatment like? What does it involve? I'm kind of a visual guy, so I don't know. I've never done any of this before.
Yeah. So as far as testosterone, there's different options. We have the injections, the most popular.
Okay.
We also we'll do the pellets, and then there's some oral options too, pill wise.
Okay. And the pellets are like the little incision
Right.
in your cheek. All right. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. Your butt cheek. You can say that. It's in your butt cheek, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to reiterate, like, if you start treatment, what type of like length of treatments are typical?
Yeah. So like for me, Clomid. So my doctor's got me doing 6 months on Clomid, then 3 months off. So I'm kind of cycling it.
Okay.
But with TRT, it's just it's indefinite. I mean, just to keep your levels up.
So there's blood work at follow-up appointments and stuff just to see how your body's
Yeah,
adjusting.
we'll do routine blood work. So the most common risk, there's a lot of misconceptions out there that TRT steroids or
Right.
people have roid rage. But the biggest issues are the red blood cell count increases
Okay.
and then increased estrogen levels.
Okay.
And so like for me, like my estrogen levels creeped up. But my doctor said they were still within the ratio, so I was fine. But yeah, we'll do regular blood tests to mitigate that and hormone testing.
Are there any like side effects that can be like I know what they are for women, but like for men that it can be annoying?
The biggest one's going to be that red blood cell count increase and then potential estrogen level increase. But we can mitigate that with our routine testing that we'll do.
Like how big is this location? Like how many patients are you looking to have?
Yeah, I mean, so our goal is probably about 500 patients.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we have an MD and a PA on staff, and then a medical assistant, and so we'll continue to scale from there.
For the people here in Midland, let everybody know where you're actually located.
Yeah, so North Midland Drive, Cornerstone Shopping Center next to Hop Daddy. We're on the second floor, Suite 2200.
Okay. let's go back. I'm curious about this man cave. So like, let's talk about that. Like, explain what that means.
Very sports oriented. You're
Okay.
gonna have big football mural when you walk in. You're gonna have plasma TVs with sports going on. I mean, it's a very much a man environment to come in and be comfortable in the situation. Because you're going in to talk about your health, and the sterile environment is just not what we're going for. We want you to be comfortable. We want you to be engaged and all that while you're in there with us.
Okay. It's probably maybe some poker. Who knows, right? And
You never know.
a full bar. I mean, that's what I think of.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have snacks and drinks and,
Mhm.
just
Okay.
a nice, comfortable
Just come
environment.
and hang out.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you're saying all the right things, guys.
We're actually running the special. We're doing 20% off for the first 100 patients to sign up. Remember, but yeah, so the TRT is like a subscription, like a monthly subscription model,
Okay.
and that includes your lab work and all the follow ups stuff, and we can drop ship it right to your house also. So
Oh, nice.
just to make it convenient.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I could give you shots.
I don't know.
Come hang out in the man cave. We'll take care
Yeah,
of you.
I don't even let her cut my hair. I'm not going to let her
I
give
would
me
not.
shots. Me personally, I don't typically like see these effects, these negative effects, until somebody kind of tells me that, somebody being typically my wife, right? And so, like, how did you you're just like, oh, yeah, I'm not feeling like, how self-aware did you have to be to go like, oh, turns out I'm a candidate for this therapy.
So yeah, I wasn't that aware. I mean, I think it's a gradual decline. So I wasn't really aware of it. I think I was just caught up in work and everything else. I mean, like I said, I kind of stumbled on. I got tested, and then I started digging in. Why is this so low, and what can I do to improve it? That's when I kind of tried some natural supplements like the fenugreek and that kind of thing. But yeah, I wasn't too aware of the symptoms until once I got it raised, it immediately felt better and
Yeah.
more energy and just less fatigue and that kind
And
of
then
thing.
you're like, why did I wait so long to?
Right now, you just don't know what you don't know. You know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it can, like, with fatigue and brain fog and stuff, that can be like a whole bunch of other things, or it could be like maybe you have ADD and that's why you can't focus. And
Yeah.
but the underlying cause could be something else.
And I think there's been a stigma against it in the past, and it's becoming more mainstream, like men's health and
Mm-hmm.
and men talking about it, erectile dysfunction type stuff too.
Yeah, I feel like the rise of I mean, obviously this is a podcast, but I think a rise of the podcast, the Joe Rogans of the world, of who's the guy you listen to, the big
Andrew Huberman.
yeah, Huberman, right, of the world,
Okay, yeah.
right, that are really like talking about men's health and cold plunge and kettlebells
We're just
and
talking about health in general.
TRT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably helped lessen the stigma of just going like, I don't know what's wrong, but how could I fix it anyway?
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, like cancer wasn't even really that talked
Mhm.
about not that long ago. Like,
So true.
so for even more personal things,
Well, who's the perfect like candidate in terms of like guy in your 40s, just sort of like not a very like kind of sedentary lifestyle, or is the guy who's in the gym every single day, are they a candidate too?
Yeah, so our demographic they're like 30 to 65
Okay.
about, and that's why we thought Midland would be the perfect market, just because I know a lot of guys that work in the oil field, long shifts and weird schedules,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of them neglect their health. So yeah, I just thought West Texas would be like the perfect market for game
So
day.
true.
Men are so caught up in taking care of their families and their job, and who trying to be more than the next thing or the next
Yeah.
who they were. And it's just so important to help focus back on, if you take care of yourself and your health, then all of it will come, and it'll come
Mhm.
tenfold. And it's amazing.
And Ryan, going back to your question, I mean, yeah,
Sure.
we do free testing.
Okay.
So I mean, I'd recommend anybody come in, just get tested, see where you're at. You might be in perfect level. You might not need therapy. So
Yeah.
And it's free PSA testing as well.
yeah, we're doing
What is that?
PSA. It's screening for prostate cancer.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Yeah.
So that's one of the most common cancers in men, but
Yeah.
we're screening for that too.
Okay. It's free testing. I like that. I'm a frugal kind of guy, so I don't want to hold you guys to like any sort of pricing or anything, because things change. But I kind of want to just get a sense for the people out there. Like, is this hundreds of dollars per month? Is this thousands of dollars per month? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of ranges are we talking here in terms of treatments?
Yeah, so we're still finalizing the pricing, but
Okay.
somewhere in like the $200 a month range.
Oh,
And that would include the follow-up labs and all that kind of thing. So
okay. That's not as much as I was expecting to hear. I don't know.
Told y'all.
I'm always like, yeah, I can't afford it. And then it turns
That's
out
his immediate reaction to everything.
that is really my immediate reaction. I
I'm
can't
like,
afford
babe,
it.
it's free. And he's like, yeah, it's still too much.
I don't know. What's the catch? What's the catch? But no, that sounds, and obviously it's for your health, right? And so I understand that, right? Like, what is the price of your health? But turns out there can be a price to your health sometimes.
If you don't take care of yourself, it can get
Yes.
really expensive.
Well, it seems like I'm a great candidate already. You've kind of hit these bullet points, these check marks. So I'm very interested in, I think I'm kind of nervous. So like for somebody like me who's nervous, I mean, maybe I just don't like bad news, but what kind of advice do you have for the guy who's like me, who's just like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like I should at least get checked, right? But like, maybe I'm nervous about needles or incisions in the butt cheeks or whatever it may be. Like, what kind of advice do you have?
no,
Man up.
I think that's pretty common. You want to go? Or
No, sorry. She just said, man up. I mean, I guess
That's fair.
it's the needle, right?
needles. There's no need to be nervous. We're making it as comfortable and as relaxed and honestly trying to make a fun, engaging environment to come in. And we're here to help you. We want you to feel your best so you can be your best and make every day your game day kind of thing. And no matter what you're doing, hosting a podcast, coaching little league, going out in the oil field,
Playing pickleball and stuff.
playing pickleball,
Yes.
riding on a horse, whatever you got to do. And to feel your best, you've got to take care of yourself. And we're just here to help partner you to make you who you're meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm in. You've convinced me. April 15th, tax day? Is that tax day?
It is tax day. It's
Okay.
you get your taxes done, come by and make yourself feel better on
You know,
every
just a
way
whole-
possible.
A whole stress-free day.
It's a whole stress-free day. We'll have snacks.
Okay.
Come on and buy.
Well, I'll definitely come check you guys out for sure. Because that's part of the reason why, I mean, I reached out to you guys because I'm sitting there going like, this is a brand new business. It's obviously men's health, which I'm interested in. I wouldn't say like, like a poster child for men's health, but it's definitely, I'm getting older, right? Maybe I'm not even getting wiser. Hopefully I'm getting wiser, but I just kind of recognize it's like, all right, love to have this chat with you guys. Love to sort of get the word out. You got to go to Game Day Men's Health when they open in mid-April. Get your free testing, if nothing else, right?
Going back to what you said earlier about a 1% decline since the 80s. I have a family member who is under the age of 30 and his testosterone was like crazy low.
Wow.
And people call me a doctor without a degree in my family for some reason, but he called me immediately and was like, what do I do? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Did he have any other underlying conditions or anything?
No.
No.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's come back up with diet and exercise, but I mean, he's getting his master's degree and working a full-time job, and I think it's just a lot stress
And that chronic stress can reduce it also.
and a terrible diet. And yeah, so I mean, I think it's important for even under 30 to get checked.
Yeah, at least know
like-
where you're at.
Yeah.
I actually met a guy it's 22 yesterday. He was installing our internet, but he actually wanted to come by and get tested.
Nice.
Just to see where he's at. So
It's the smart thing to do. I mean,
I almost needed you guys to come in today to boost my confidence. What other tactics, I guess, or what other ways are you getting the word out here in Midland?
We're on Facebook,
Okay.
X, Instagram. I'm missing something.
TikTok.
TikTok. Thank you.
Nice. You got a TikTok?
So yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, you can follow. We've got some information regarding not only what we offer, but like the renovation. So you can see the process and get a sneak
Oh,
peek at that man cave and the kind of environment we're creating in there. So,
Okay.
like
As we go piece by piece.
Yeah, I'm interested. Are you guys, what days are you going to be open?
So we'll initially be open 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
And then we'll go to 5 days in probably about 3 months, 5 days a week.
Okay. You start hitting the Sundays. I mean, you might have a whole NFL crew in there just to watch fantasy
Yeah.
football.
Right.
Just hanging in there all
Just
day.
hanging out watching football. Yeah.
I could see that happening. Well, is there anything that we missed? I just want to make sure that we captured everything today that you guys want to get the word out. I mean, you guys are this is super informative. I just want to make sure that, the average person out there is like amped up to get some therapy. They're not feeling that great.
No, I'd say definitely go to gamedaymenshealth.com and check out our services, schedule an appointment, and definitely reach out if you have more questions.
Okay. And Kristin, you're from Midland,
I am
right?
from Midland originally. Yes,
Nice. See, like just like Terra.
I know.
And Mike, you originally, you said from Northern California.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What brought you here to Midland?
So we actually met. I spent about 10 years as an Army officer, an aviator, but we actually met in Nashville.
Hmm.
I
was
when she was doing an
interning.
internship. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
was stationed in Fort
Nice.
Campbell, Kentucky. We actually met in Nashville. So
So we lived
Small
kind of
world.
all over the South, and then Fort Hood was his last base. He did 3 deployments,
Okay.
and he was like 10 years in. We had our daughter. It's like, I think it's time for the next chapter of our lives. And I was like, great. And he's like, what about Midland? I was like, what about Midland?
Wait,
I've
he
never
Mike
been.
from Midland? Wow. Okay.
And so just never necessarily anticipated coming back, but was very thrilled once I got here to be back and just reconnect and just love this place. And now we have another child as well, a son who was born in Midland. So we've got 2 Midlanders and born and raised, I guess. And yeah, just loving it.
You have a whole new appreciation for Midland after
Yes.
living in bigger cities with
And
all the
I'm gonna
traffic.
guess you're close to my age in the bust. Coming back from living here and graduating in the bust,
Yeah.
and then coming back and everything. And there's been times he's asked me where stuff is. I was like, I don't know, because where we live, I used to do donuts. Sorry, mom and dad. In these in these fields. So I can't tell you where that is anymore.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I grew up out by the bus barn
Mhm.
and there was nothing out
Nothing out
there.
there.
And now it's,
That was the edge of the world.
yeah,
So yeah,
it's crazy how much has changed. But yeah, it's nice being back. I'm
it
like,
is.
even when it's bad traffic, it takes 15 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
to
Anytime
get
we
there.
visit his family, I'm just like over there with a book. I'm like, just let me know when we're there. So
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate, you guys starting new businesses here in Midland and Odessa in Q4. And just, we like to talk to, new business owners and entrepreneurs. We're entrepreneurs ourselves. And we really appreciate that you left Midland, coming back, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, oh, there's nothing to do here. And there's, or we can't wait to leave.
mhm.
And I like to talk to the people who are like, no, we love it here. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're building our businesses, we're growing our families here. And so, and you're also helping people
Mhm.
too. So that's like super cool to hear. Well, listen, like, we really appreciate you guys coming in today. We're gonna post out Game Day Men's Health everywhere that we can
Thank
across
you.
our social and the podcast, obviously, and our newsletter and stuff like that. And so if you guys have any sort of promotions or anything, be sure to just like reach out to us. We'll put it out there. You were saying like, let them know again the initial promotions that you're having, so we make sure we get there. And we'll put any links in the descriptions below.
Yes, we're doing 20% off for the first 100 people that sign up for
Okay.
a consultation.
And how far are you along there? Do I need to sign up today, don't I?
Yes.
You do. yeah.
Okay. I need to sign
The
up today.
frugal people need to
It's
get
a-
on it.
It's a pretty long list. So
Okay. All right. I'm going to sign up today. I want to get checked. Yeah, just honestly, man, seeing you come in here, Mike, I was like, man, this guy's jacked. Like, now I know that you served in the military. Like, I was like, fitness is your world. You know what I mean? And I'm just going like, all right, I got to be like Mike.
be like,
Be like Mike.
I don't know. Nike might not want you guys to have that.
right.
That marketing slogan, but today will be like Mike. And again, like I said, anything else that you guys want to push out there besides come on down?
No, I just want to thank you for having us on, Ryan
Yeah.
and Terra. We really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
Our goal is basically just to improve, all the men's quality of life in West Texas. So
I
love you to come on out and
Yeah.
check us out.
Yeah, I'd love to. I definitely will. You guys have,
I'm gonna hold you to it.
I'm going to do it.
April 15th.
April 15th.
I'm gonna put it on the calendar.
All right. Put it on our Google calendar. We'll be there. What day of the week is that? I don't know.
I believe it's a Tuesday.
I think it's a
All right.
Tuesday.
That's easy. All right. I'm going to block it off. No podcasts, no clients. I'm going down there and get tested. What's the ranges again? What am I shooting for?
So that optimal range is about 700 to 900.
700 to 900. Okay. Is there anything I can do in between now and then to boost my levels just in case?
Diet and exercise probably be the best bet.
Okay.
And
All
get
right.
sleep.
All right. Get sleep.
Good sleep.
All of those things are rough right now, but I'm gonna do my best. But Kristin, Mike, thanks again for coming in today. Again, Game Day Men's Health, April 15th here in Midland. Come on down, get tested, guys. Let's fix your health. And let's all get healthier and let's all get stronger.
Yes.
And we'll be around longer for our families. So
Yes.
all right, let's do it. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.